All right, guys, so we are going to practice doing some coordinate graphing. You should have done this last year, so I'm hoping this will be familiar once we get started. So remember, for your graph, we have the x-axis always going horizontal and the y-axis going vertically. And anytime we're going to graph a point on here, we're going to go x and then y. So always think we're going alphabetical. X first, and then Y, across and then up. We like to say that the fire truck has to drive to the fire first and then put the ladder up. So that's another good way that you can remember which order to do this in. So I'm going to do these first two sections with you on your picture, and then I'm going to have you go on and do the rest. So let's start here. It says 8, 6 is our first ordered pair. So on my x-axis, I'm going to go over 8 and then up 6, because it is 8, 6. And right where those two intersect, I'm going to draw my point. So 8, 6, 8, 6, and I'm going to go ahead and check that one off and go to the next point. So my second point says 6, 11. So I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and up to 11, which is right here. So 11, 6, they meet right here. Draw my point, and as I go, I want to connect the last point to this new point. Just do the best you can. You can use a ruler if you really want to, but it's okay if it's not perfect. Mine's not perfect, and that's okay. All right, check that one off, and go to my next point. It says 8, 16, so I'm going to go 8 and up to 16. They meet right here, 16 and 8. Be right there, and again, I want to go from the last point to this next point. There we go. Check that one off. Then I'm going to do 12, 16. So go over to 12 and up to 16 right here. I'm going to connect those 2 points and check it off. Then I'm going to 14 and 11. So here's 14 and 11. They meet right here. Draw that down. I'm going to check that one off. Make sure you're doing these along with me as well. If you need to pause the video and go back and, fix your points, go ahead and do that. But let's keep going. So our next point is 12, 6. So I'm going to go here, 12 on the X and 6 up on the Y. So there's 12 and 6. They meet right here at this point. Again, connect the last one to this new one. And I'm going to check that point off. Now it says stop. When you see these stop signs on our picture, that means we're going to stop there. We're not going to connect that point to the first point that we did. We're not going to connect that point to the next point I'm going to draw. We're just going to stop. And when we go to our next section, then it will start all brand new, like you're starting a whole new picture. Okay, so if you kind of look at the sheet, there's all these stop signs that's broken into these sections. So all these sections are different individual pieces, and after you draw all those individual pieces, then you'll end up with a nice picture at the end. So I'm actually going to go over to this section and do it next with you. You can kind of go in any order as long as you remember to go within the chunks. You can't go to this point and then this one and then this one. You can't jump all over the place, but you can do whatever section you want at a time. So we did the first one. I'm going to go over to this next one up top just to show you a little bit more. So on this section, it says we're going to 7, 6. So I'm going to positive 7 and positive 6 is right here. There's my first point. Check it off. Then it says 6, 6. So now I'm going over 6 and up 6. There's my second point. I'm going to connect those 2 dots. Check that point off. Then I'm going to 6, 3. 6, 3 is right here. Connect those 2 points and check it off. Then it says 7, 3, 7, 3 right here. I'm going to connect those 2 points. And then it says 7, 6, 7, 6. Well, that's weird because it brought me back to the first point that I did. That's okay if a point is already there. It just wants me to now connect this point back to that original point. So if you see at some point in your graph that you're getting the same numbers like here and here, 7, 6, 7, 6, it just wants you to connect it back to it. Just connect your line and then you're good. Okay. There's another stop sign, so I know at this point I would stop on that part of the picture, and I'm going to go ahead to another section, so I can either go over to this section or I can go down to this section and keep going with my picture until I get through all of these sections. And at the end I should have a really nice little drawing that comes out of it. Okay, so I'm going to stop here and let you keep going on your own. If you didn't quite get all those points down from just now, go ahead and re-watch the video, back it up to wherever you need to make sure you're getting it in the right place. And then when you're ready, go ahead and you keep going on the rest of the pictures. Just remember to go by section, and at every stop sign, you're gonna not connect that point to the next one. You're gonna stop there and start a new section from scratch. Okay, good luck, and I'm excited to see your pictures at the end.